Hello, fellow warriors against consensus reality, lovers of truth, wisdom, the pursuit of the esoteric path, irreverence, and taking the piss out of Abrahamic gobshites everywhere. The people that have been banging on about the end times and signs of the end times for 1800 years. There are, quote, well, paraphrase quote, there are some standing here who shall not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of glory, blah, 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 blah. Which would make some of them pretty fucking old by now. Oh, you people have no end of amusement, so I thank you. By the way, the Book of Revelation almost didn't make it into the canon of the New Testament. Oops! Oh, it's kind of funny when you argue with people who have no idea what the words actually mean and have no idea how badly translated many of them are. But anyway. No, Hades does not mean grave. Oops! Fuck's sake. So what they do, they look at Strong's, Young's and Vine's Bible concordance, and they think that makes them armed with what the words mean. No, it doesn't. Yes, Christianity is nothing but an exercise in cherry-picked paganism. Sorry. But I digress. I had to start off with that. It's kind of funny how many of these Abrahamic gobshites seem to infect MGTOW circles. Funny that cracks me up. Which is why I could feel. You need to imagine Palpatine. I could feel the butt hurt whenever I go into say Hammerhand's live streams with my pagan monk channel. See, it's not me with the disgusting sex dolls, it's you people. Right? Sex dolls, what the fuck for? Have you that little control of your own sexual urges that you need to put your dick in a plastic whatever device? Really? Jeez. Even my own so-called Reiki master at the time was asking me about what do you do with all that sexual energy. Here's a wonderful little concept called channeling energy into other purposes and areas. Jeez. It's like it's as bad as cherry picking feminism, where they want to bang on about being strong and empowered women, right, while still wanting the door open for them and men to pay for absolutely fucking everything. So they want cherry-picked chivalry, right? I'm sorry, it's either one or the other. You can't have both. Just like we have here. They want to go on about being MGTOW this and MGTOW that while still wanting to fuck women. Well, that's not MGTOW, that's PUA. That's a totally different beast. And yes, I lost an online friendship because of that very reason, because he wanted to cherry pick. Still call himself MGTOW while fucking women. I'm sorry. Which part of that is MGTOW exactly? If you're going to be MGTOW or fuck off. It's that simple. Now, these days, I'm going to be the last one to beat the MGTOW drum, right? Because as I keep saying over and over and over fucking again, MGTOW is one very small part of a much broader perspective, a much broader awareness of what is going on, and how society is being undermined, divided, and destroyed by a group of sadistic, sociopathic assholes who are the ones really in control of the governments. The quote-unquote elite, right? There's nothing elite about them. In the, as Obi-Wan Kenobi would probably say here, he would probably call them a hive of scum and villainy, which they certainly are, right? But I digress. I just find that level of human hypocrisy and double standard amusing to the nth degree, because these people are usually the ones who talk the loudest about hypocrisy and double standard. And speaking of double standard, I have become aware that my channel, it's continued to be targeted by Gestapo Tube. Surprise, surprise. However, they've tried a new little tactic where, see, whenever anyone writes a comment on a video, it goes to that the review section, right? So I can click the arrow and make it available to be viewed. Now, what they're doing, they're going like, say, I put out a video and then I have to go to town for something, so I can't get to that straight away. What they're doing now is when someone writes a comment and it goes there, they delete it. Because a friend for the last video wrote a comment, took a screenshot, and when I went to the review section, it wasn't there. So it seems that Gestapo Tube is, for whatever fucking reason, fucking with my comments now. Do you think that's going to make me sort of insecure and butthurt and stop making videos because no one's commenting? No, it's just making me want to be more hardcore with the truth. Because I only ever do that when you speak the truth, when you're onto something. Why do you think Joe Rogan has been so maligned lately? Which of course brings me to an interesting point, also, which is related. As I said many times until I'm fucking blue in the face, over the years, these same group of sociopaths, criminally insane gobshites, have decided to destroy culture and especially society. They had fun doing that with the introduction of feminism, making these idiots think that it was all about elevating women and empowering women. They don't give a fuck about women. They just want society to be fractured, divided, and destroyed. Because without people actually helping each other, without people actually having each other's backs, without people actually behaving as a true community of like-minded and fellow human beings, there's no unity. And without unity, they can do whatever the fuck they want to people. And presto, behold the scamdemic. Oh yeah, and now they're talking about a new variant, which is a mutation of 2 different strains, right? And people still believe this shit. And any medical professional who dares to go against the propaganda narrative is immediately censored and removed, and their license even taken away in some cases. And the person who hosts their dialogue, in this case Joe Rogan's podcast, is attacked and destroyed, and other brain-dead celebrities whom hardly anyone knows or has heard of in many years start to come up and say, oh, it's either me or them. Well, first of all, I don't give a fuck about Elvira, I never have. That goes the same for Joni Mitchell and Neil Young. Never had any of their music, never cared totally cringeworthy. Sorry, no, I don't care. But what a person does have is a right to share information on their own fucking podcasts. While someone can commit the same crime that these lefty gobshites commit, yes, I'm talking about Whoopi Goldberg, and what do they get? A 2-week holiday. Whereas someone from a different political ideology gets removed and censured for life. Yes, I'm talking about Gina Carano and Roseanne Barr here. Right? That's the kind of hypocrisy we're talking about. I mean, look at how people are reacting to this trucker blockade, right? They're actually championing the totalitarian control. Oh, they're selfish. They're not thinking about the rest of us. Just shut up and do what you're told and everything will go back to normal. That's what they said about the double jab, didn't they? And now a person who's double jabbed is considered unjabbed, unvaxxed now. Unless you get the perpetual number of infinite boosters, which are absolutely designed to destroy your body and mutate it into fuck knows what, with all this sort of quote unquote gene therapy bullshit. Apparently some of it is ingredients which go into nanotechnology. So what is this supposed to prepare everyone for the quote unquote singularity, the marriage of human and the AI that they so have a good wank over? Well, I'm sorry, but that's assuming that people are nothing but biological computers. Yeah, you know, the same bullshit I take the piss out of, the materialist Industrial Revolution agenda, right? The false religion known as materialism/atheism, which is nothing but an exercise to disconnect and disempower people from the depth of our being, of our collective soul, our collective infinite awareness. Ooh, if it doesn't exist, if I can't pick it up with my limited 5 senses, it doesn't exist. It as I keep saying, it's like a young child closing their eyes, putting their fingers in their ears and saying la 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 la. That's atheism. Alright? So when you have a good wank over those idiots like Richard Dogma Dawkins, use your fucking brain. I will continue to take the piss out of these idiots till my dying breath. And yes, they do now have... It's no longer the noble, ancient Hellenic idea. Yeah, you're welcome for science, by the way. You're welcome, world. For true, honest pursuit of knowledge via the tool that is science. Nothing more than a tool, that's all it is. It's not a complete multi-layered ideology. No. It is a tool of investigation, nothing more. Let me give you an example of what it's like. It's like someone fixating over the ins and outs and in-depth workings of a piano and thinking that explains Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. It doesn't. See how stupid that is? That's scientism today. It's no longer a tool of investigation. It's a fundamentalist. It's become, unfortunately, a fundamentalist ideology, and it's fucking pathetic. You dare to call that science? You should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. Oh, but they're the ones that give you the grants and the money, don't they? So they sort of, kind of corral you into fixating on a certain little part of your investigations, and ignoring all quote-unquote debunking other inconvenient discoveries that you try to sweep under the carpet and ridicule, and hiding behind such idiotic icons like what was his name, Randy Savage, whatever the fuck his name was, the biggest bullshit artist in the skeptic community. Oh, and stop stealing our ancient Hellenic ideas, okay? Skepticism is not what you think it is, okay? Yeah, I'm going to be cultural elitist here for a second. I can't not. While you people were naked, painting yourselves in blue chalk, drinking out of your victims' skulls, we were coming up with rhetoric and political theory and ideology and all the wonderful expressions that the world enjoys now. Right? And philosophy. Okay? You're welcome, by the way, and we're not going to be butthurt gobshites and say, ooh, cultural appropriation, ooh. We're the only people in the whole fucking world that experience any kind of slavery or difficulty. Oh, no. Everybody in the entire history of the world was enslaved by somebody else. Yes, I know, even pale-skinned people. Oh dear, what are we going to fucking do? And as I keep saying, no one talks about the Asia Minor Hellenic genocide, do they? Where millions were killed for simply being Hellenes, in their wanting to live peacefully in their ancestral homeland. Right? But no. We don't hide behind playing the perpetual victim. We get off our ass and actually get on with life. Oh no, how dare we? I think that'll do with my little rant for today. So yeah, whatever with the comments. I mean, YouTube can do whatever. YouTube can go boil their head. I've got infinite number of alt accounts, and so I will continue pumping up the truth. That's just the way it works. So. Yeah, and yes, you need to question everything, as my ancient namesake would say. The only true wisdom is in knowing that you know nothing, quote unquote. Question everything, even yourself. And don't be afraid to call out hypocrisy and falsehood, and champion the cause of the truth, because it's never more important than now. And yes, to speak the truth is a very fucking lonely path. The sarcastic lone wolf on guitar, 8.